the Sentinel Homes North versus South Series. Brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Vantage Windows and Doors, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand and the Vantage Blacksticks, and Ford.
Hello and welcome to St Paul's Collegiate here in Hamilton. Kia ora to you. Here we are with match one of the North-South Men's Series for 2022, the Sentinel Homes North-South Series. A pleasure to be with you here from St Paul's, and looking forward to this one after we had the excitement of the women's match, game one of that series earlier, which of course the South won by 2-0. Both men's teams all completing their warm-ups now as we build towards the start of this game coming up at 7:30, and we've got two high quality teams to enjoy as we move through this lineup of the South team. Ennison, Beckett are the two goalkeepers. Joseph Morrison, looking forward to seeing him in action. Nick Elder, Malachi Bushell's in the team. Nicholas Lidstone, a new player on the hockey scene. Jordan Cohen, George Baker, another new player. Dylan Thomas from Otago. Jacob Smith, Matt Simons, Harry Muskimin, Oliver McIntyre, all of those players. Black Sticks. Brad Reed back in the lineup. It's good to see him back with Simon Yorston, Dane Lett, Finn Ward, Lachlan Payton, and Moss Jackson, the young striker from Canterbury, in the lineup again. And the South is coached by Peter Muskimin, and the North coached by Mike Delaney. Here is the North team. I can tell you out of this lineup, there is 9 Black Sticks players. 2 of them went to the Olympic Games. Sean Finlay, number 12, and George Muir, who is playing in this team as well, number 11. We're also looking forward to seeing Sam Hiha in action. Hayden Phillips, welcome back to him as well, number 14. He hasn't played for the Black Sticks for 3 years, and he is back playing. He's still only 24 years of age and already has 89 games for New Zealand under his belt, having debuted back in 2016 as an 18-year-old. So looking forward to seeing Hayden Phillips beginning his quest to get back into the Black Sticks for some top-level international hockey coming up this year. Of course, it's a big year for the men as well, with a World Cup and a Commonwealth Games coming into 2022. So again, we have a lot of spots available for selection. We have a number of players currently playing overseas at the moment or who have retired. Players like Nick Woods, Dylan Thomas playing overseas at the moment. Shea McAleese, of course, retired alongside Nick Wilson. Hugo Engels playing overseas at the moment, along with Kane Russell, Sam Lane, Dominic Newark, Blair Tarrant, and a couple of others, of course, taking the year off as well. So there's a lot of experience missing from these two teams, but still plenty of talent. And as we mentioned, a big opportunity for the younger players to come through and push for selection in 2022. So here come the two umpires onto the pitch. David Tomlinson. Looking forward to seeing him in action again as he just walks past the camera. Lincoln Churchill with us for the commentary again. Happy New Year. Lincoln, it's probably a bit too late, really, to say Happy New Year now, isn't it, being the 21st of April?
Well, yeah, maybe it is too late, but this year's been a blur. I've had a baby, so I don't know. It still feels like it's the 1st of January.
It will for a while yet, mate. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. No, it's exciting times to be back. So, yeah, fantastic evening for hockey here.
It's absolutely beautiful. No wind. We've got a lovely warm evening here in Hamilton. It really is perfect for hockey. And what are you expecting from these two teams in this series, Lincoln?
Well, normally these kind of situations where teams are just coming together, it can be a little bit of a shambles to begin with. So, tonight maybe might be a little bit of a high-scoring affair as teams try and work out their structures and learn how to defend and play together. And then maybe we should see things tightening up a little bit as we get through the series. But there's certainly a lot of energy and enthusiasm out there, which is always good.
All right, Sam Hiha, Aiden Sarakaya, Richmond Lum out there as well. And here's George Ennison, experienced keeper for the South. Lewis Beckett coming out as well. Joseph Morrison, interesting player. Looking forward to seeing him kick on this year, Lincoln. He's going to be a player to watch in the future years, I think, for New Zealand. Yeah,
he did really well in the last North-South series. So, he's earned himself a selection in the national squad, so he's certainly a good prospect.
There's Jacob Smith getting close to 100 caps now for New Zealand. He's just 6 games away. And looking forward to seeing Oliver McIntyre back in action again. Brad Reid as well had concussion issues last year. And Dane Lett back in action again. And Moss Jackson, another exciting prospect coming out of Canterbury, bringing out the last player for the South. And Peter Miskim, as we touched on earlier, the coach of the South team. We'll have the start of this game for you right after this. Stay with us.
So on the site used to be one home on 809 square metres. We've subdivided it and put on 2 houses at the front and then 5 terraced homes at the back. Doing a development compared to building a standalone home is quite different, and the development side of things actually needs a whole bunch of specialists. One of the great things about working with Sentinel was the team that they have available. If you're thinking about subdividing, you should definitely call Sentinel Homes.
Get exploring with the Ford Everest, built to take on anything and everyone. And with an impressive towing capacity and third-row folding seats, you can pack more in and load more on while always being in complete control. Explore with confidence with the Ford Everest. Search Ford Everest today.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option. New Balance. We got now.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna ask me if we won.
You're gonna say, if you don't try, you'll never get any better.
But I should take it more seriously.
You're gonna tell me to get off my phone,
Do something worthwhile.
That it's not a real sport.
That I'm not really the right build.
But I'm not doing this for you.
I'm doing this for me.
Because it's my move.
North-South senior men's match. Game 1 of 3 about to start. It's going to be the South in the white and it's the North in the black. And 9 Black Sticks players in the North team, 7 in the South. 2 of the Black Sticks went to the Olympic Games. Sean Finlay and George Muir for the North, and the South have got 3. Dane Lett, Jacob Smith and Jared Punchia back again for another year of hockey action. And these players should be amping at the bit here as we get play underway. Lincoln with all his training and non-playing over the last several months ending now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just so good to have an occasion like this to spend all that time for some of these guys. Just sort of, there's only so much excitement you can get from going to the gym for a couple of years, so great to get back out on the hockey pitch.
And very encouraging start for the North. There is Hayden Phillips, really made a nice run down that left flank. And let's see if they can capitalise on what's been a pretty good start to this game as Fraser can't link up there with Sarakai, who's captaining the North today.
Yeah, it was a nice little piece of build-up play from the North. They had the ball just absolutely zinging around the back, and that ball speed's just really, really critical. So they'll be pleased with that final pass, not quite finding the mark, but they'll be pleased with that start.
Yeah, North looking very, very urgent early, which is a good sign for them and their coach Mike Delaney, who of course was the Central Falcons coach at the end of 2020. They won that title. Just on the other side of town here in Hamilton. Here's Smith, one of those players who was in that Falcons team that day. In fact, he was the MVP of that tournament. He's gone against Dane Lett. Now Hee-Ha looking to put the foot down here, Sam Hee-Ha. Finlay, who made a breakout 2021, getting to the Olympic Games, is a 19-year-old. Loses that one over the sideline. Lett. Good pressure off the ball here from the north. And there's the long ball error. Smith giving up the free hit, and here's Fraser once again.
Yeah, really good strength on the ball there from Xander Fraser. Under a bit of pressure, but he did really well.
A bit of rain coming down here at St Paul's as Morrison brings it down.
Bit of rain, it's just what the doctor ordered when the water cannon tanks are running a bit low. Mildly stressful. Trying to make sure the pitch is watered at half time, but that has been sorted out from the heavens above.
Lett, who's captaining this team. It's a big opportunity, as we mentioned, with a lot of players overseas at the moment playing in Europe, Lincoln, and gives a chance of some of these fringe players to put their hands up in a big year.
It certainly does, and even some of the established guys, even the likes of Dane Lett and Aidan Sirakai, some of these guys that have been, got quite a few international caps behind them. It's just it's a good chance for their leadership skills to develop in this kind of environment without the other big dogs around.
Yeah, Sarakaya, interesting player, coming up to 50 games for New Zealand, debuted 5 years ago, so opportunity for him to move forward in his career.
Yeah, and Sirakai, of course, hails from the mighty Thames Valley. Not a whole heap of black sticks that come from the Thames Valley, so we're proud of him down there in Ngatea.
So Fraser playing it right back in this game. Here goes the aerial pass, and here's Phillips. Aidan Phillips, still only 24 years old. There's Morrison making a nuisance of himself, but he gives away the free hit. There's Phillips playing it aggressively into the area, but it's going to be South possession.
Yeah, really good to see Aidan Phillips back out there at this level. Has had a bit of time away in Europe and out of this group, so yeah, great to see him back in the mix.
Wow, as he touched on, he's still only 24. Went to the Olympics as an 18-year-old. 2016 in Rio. And that was an ambitious ball all the way down to number 11 for the South, George Baker, one of their newer players. Looking to make an impression. Neil gives it back to Rasmussen, and now Edwards.
Yeah, Hayden Phillips, they call him Poachy.
Oh, yeah?
And the story goes is that when he was a young fella in the Black Sticks, I think he was only 17 when he was first picked, and he was on cooking duty for breakfast. And
it's off the post, actually. Sorry, Lincoln. Close to the first goal there. Very close.
That was a fantastic effort from, I think it was Tim Neild in the middle there. He just didn't look like anything was going to happen and produced a spectacular effort.
Yeah, it was very close to the first goal there from Sam Hee-Ha.
It was Hee-Ha, sorry.
Yeah, Hee-Ha, but Neil created the opportunity. Some really good work.
Yeah, so the story is that so they asked Hayden if he could do some poached eggs, and he didn't know how to poach an egg. And so from that day,
well, it's an acquired skill.
I mean, and when you're 17, you've probably been at home and
yeah,
maybe you're used to other members of the family doing that for you.
Like the father?
Yeah, father.
Yeah.
Brothers, who could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe had a butler.
It's
Tons
Rasmussen.
of live-in families have butlers.
There you go. Good to see you haven't lost your sense of humour, Lincoln, despite the birth of your new child.
If anything, it's increased.
Finlay, that's a good ball over to Fraser, I think that is over there. And in fact, it's Connor Greentree. And the North looking good moving forward.
Yeah, well, they're certainly worth the dominance here at the moment. A couple of shots on goal. The South yet to really have any possession in the attacking half.
Edwards sweeps it down to Greentree again, but he's hustled off the ball by Morrison.
Much to the delight of someone's dog behind us.
Exactly. Still pressure, but no penalty corner there for the North. Another player we mentioned, Hayden Phillips coming back. Brad Reed's another one back in there now after a few injury issues recently too. Good to see him back too, Lincoln.
Yeah, he's a good talent, Brad Reed.
There he is there, number 17 for the South with the black headband.
Very mature head on his shoulders, Brad Reed. He has had a little bit of an unfortunate run with injuries and concussions.
Yeah, 27 years of age now, 30-odd games for the Black Sticks, but missed last year. Rasmussen once again.
Yeah, just the first touch for Rasmussen, just letting him down a little bit, just got the ball a little bit under his feet and couldn't release it quick enough.
Yeah, it was good pressure from Moss Jackson. Edwards to Neild. So the South have got everyone behind the ball, everyone in their own half at the moment. There's a cracking ball and nice skill to create the opportunity from Wyndham Smith. Good defence coming in that time from Lidstone. Very handy cricketer as well, Nicholas Lidstone. Went to the Under-19 Cricket World Cup in 2020 with the Junior Black Caps. And here he is on the hockey pitch.
It's always a worry when they're good at cricket because
they might sneak away to that sport full time.
Yeah, it happened to Tim Seifert. Actually, was probably along with George Muir, who's out there at the moment, were probably Hockey New Zealand's best 2 under-18 talents, and unfortunately, Seifert went the way of cricket, which you can understand.
I was just reading today about Tim Seifert, Lincoln. He's just caught COVID for a second time.
Oh,
poor bugger.
Maybe you should have played hockey.
It's Muir.
I think you don't get it if you play hockey.
Here's Phillips. Now Benji Edwards. Rotating back into the playing 11 is Ulrich. Sarakai with that great pace that he possesses really demands players around him. Excellent. That was a good little interception from Jacob Smith. A couple of chances, remember, created by the North in this first half, including that one that hit the post from Hiha. And now Lidstone again. Good pressure off the ball there, and it's been stolen by Wyndham Smith. And it's just wide. But again, that was a nice transition from defence into attack from the North there. Showing good signs, aren't they, Lincoln?
Yeah, really fluid. I mean, it was a beautiful, really good option from Wyndham Smith there, looking for the one-touch pass. It caught the Southern defence, couldn't recover, and unfortunately, Kim Kingston just couldn't make up the meters to get on the end of it. But it would have been a fantastic goal. But you're right, very good transition from them.
There's the replay as we just saw there, and now here comes the South again. Skimming out there alongside Nick Elder.
Trying to work out what Dane Lett's got on his head, whether it's this looks like a bandana, but I think it's actually his hairstyle.
Oh, he's definitely got a head thing on his head.
Yeah, he's got a bandana combined with his hairstyle, so it almost looks like he's got a hat on backwards, but it's not. It's he always likes to keep us on our toes, Dane Lett, with his hairstyle.
He's a pretty good player too, is Sarakaya. So Ulrich switches back to the left-hand side now. Sarakaya gives it to Fraser. Again, North just happy to hold the ball at the moment. Just wait for an opportunity as Edwards looks for one now. And how was that for a steal from Miskimen? Or is it...
yeah, it was
Miskimen. Oh, and there's a good challenge coming in from Fraser. Back there to support. Now Phillips plays it. Ball that almost found the gap there for Kingston.
It's Simons scrambling.
That was a good effort from Simons to get a stick in the road there.
Tackle from Fraser. Really well timed. Good start to this game, Xander Fraser.
Yeah, solid, isn't he? There's his brother from another mother. That's Connor Greentree. From a distance, they look identical. Oh, there's a little touch near the goal, and Innocent called on. There's a scramble there. And it's gone in! A goal for the North, and they deserve that. They've certainly looked the sharper of the two teams at the start of this game, and it's the North that take the lead by 1-0.
Robbie Capizzi might have come up with that one.
Yeah, Capizzi.
And it's certainly not a goal for the highlights reel, but as long as they go over the line, and you just scrambled over that. South will be a bit disappointed with the way they've defended that. Really no marking to speak of. And you could see umpire Bevan Nicol just checking his wristwatch there to see that the ball had gone over the line. Although, to be fair, he was in... Well, sorry, it was umpire Tomlinson, is it there? He was in a pretty good position to see it. Like, you couldn't have actually been any closer without being on top of the ball.
So Capizzi gets the goal. So 1-0, real scramble. Good effort from him and Kingston up the front there to push that one home.
Just that sort of crash ball in from the North just caught the Southerners out. There wasn't any real defensive presence, a real lack of marking in there.
Yield. Again, Morrison in there trying to disrupt proceedings. Two number threes in there, giving it a crack. It's good effort from Morrison and Panchia. Looking good again in that final third, aren't they? Or final quarter of the field. Those good skills from George Baker.
They're going to need more of those kind of moments, the South, because they're really struggling to find their feet.
Elder taking it from the wrong place, has to come back.
Oh, that was never on.
Yeah, Sarakai almost pitching the ball. Morrison over there. Smith couldn't control it. Morrison now giving up the ball, and there's a nice ball down to Punchy, who's playing a bit further up the field than we might have anticipated early in their game, and there's a penalty corner. Sean Finlay earning that one for the North.
Yep, the flowing locks of Sean Finlay doing well here. Just picked up the loose ball, just bobbled through, and he did well there, just popped it onto the foot. Ollie McIntyre, I think it was. A little bit of a cheap penalty corner,
wasn't it? So first of the game, and let's see if they can execute this. We saw quite a few in the women's game, and they were just searching for that really tight, sharp execution. Still maybe coming over the next couple of games, Lincoln. So we'll see if the North can be really sharp with this one.
Yeah, it's always a bit tougher. The women don't tend to be as good from the top in terms of their flicking, so they often have to rely on variations, which of course require a bit more.
So Sarakai delivers, and Edwards sweeps it on to Smith. And there's a little reverse flick shot slapped away by Reid.
Good save by Brad Reid. I mean, as soon as I said that, the first penalty corner, the Northern men went for a variation. It's unusual for them not to back a flicker, but maybe they didn't have a flicker on the pitch. Oh yes, we've stopped the game here because they've still got protective gear on, and you're not meant to keep it on. So J.K. Smith being told to take his knee pads off. Once the corner finishes, you're meant to get rid of the gear.
Finlay gets things started again for Sarakaya. Kneeled over on their left side.
It's a bit like the reverse version of the chocolate game, you know, where you're trying to put all the stuff on, so before you start cutting the chocolate up, and after a PC, you'll start throwing it off really quickly before you can play the game again.
Closing in on this last minute now of this first quarter. It's certainly been one that the North have enjoyed. Edwards tries to get that deflection, but it's been taken away by Muskimen. And there's the aerial pass.
Yeah, I think if you're the Southern coaching staff here, you're actually probably almost quite happy that it's only 1-0 after this quarter, because it could easily be at least 2 or 3.
Morrison with that pass over to Elder. Here's Baker. Morrison looking for a good heads-up play. He just crashes it in, and that one's gone straight into a North player, so lifted in a dangerous manner. So it's going to be a free hit to the North.
A bit of a nasty one for Tim Neal there. Got him straight in the top of the hamstring.
Oh, he'll be all right. He's a tough lad. And there is a very good first quarter for the North, with that goal being scored by Robbie Capizzi. And it is 1-0. And they've certainly looked the better of the two teams so far.
Yeah, certainly have. The North, they're very much worth their 1-0 lead here. They've generated all the opportunities. They've looked good on the ball. They've also pressed and harassed the South really well. So just haven't allowed the South to settle into the game. So there's some interesting words from Pete Muskimin here to his team to try and see if he can get a more settled performance from them. So we see that goal line save from Brad Reid.
Yeah, they made the most of a good situation, or a sharper situation there. It was well done by Reid to get rid of it.
It's also pretty good by George Enison, actually,
wasn't
on
it?
The first block as well. So
no Leon Hayward for the series. He's out with an injury at the moment. So it gives Enison a chance to push his claims, and all the other keepers like Dom Dixon, who's played a couple of games for the Black Sticks in the past. Mike Delaney barking out instructions.
Yeah, drawing some pictures. He could be a teacher. He's just laying it out there really clearly to his players.
Well, he was the Central Falcons winning coach winner in late 2020, getting another opportunity at this level. There's Peter Muskimin.
He's got a good hockey mind, Mike Delaney. Hails from Northland.
So 1-0 it is, with Robbie Capizzi getting that goal in that first quarter. North Harbour player.
Tim Neal seems to be okay after taking that blow. He's a very strong boy, of course. He's a dairy farming stock from the Taranaki, so.
Now Muskimin, who's looking good down that right flank for the South in this game so far. Long corner is the decision here for the South. Looking to create opportunities. Didn't really create any in that first quarter as Reid tries to cook something up now for the South.
I mean, this is a rare moment of possession in the attacking half for the South, so they'll certainly welcome that.
Let. Well, he was trying to seek out Finn Ward, who's out there now, number 20 for the South, but Ward gives away the free hit. A lovely skill from Hihar to trap that one beautifully. Now they sweep forward here into the circle, come the North again. South players trying to get their legs out of the way, not to concede that penalty corner. Muir in there winning it for the North again.
He did well. He was looking for the foot.
Whoops.
Tim Kingston, and couldn't find it. This could be dangerous, but keeper's a long way. They've managed to recover that quite well, the North.
It was pretty good work from Dom Dixon in the end.
Needs to come a long way. You don't often see a goalie come that far out of his cage.
And he still had to kind of go at full stretch too, Lincoln.
Yeah, of course, the tricky bit for a keeper when they leave their circle is I think they lose all of their goalkeeping rights, so they can only use their stick, and it can be very foreign for them trying to play with their stick.
That was a very good tackle, nice and clean from Ward, but South couldn't capitalise.
Just looked like he was trying to pass it to umpire Devon Nicol there.
Here's a look at this again. See how far Dixon comes out here. Did pretty well in the end, didn't he? But then he needed to get back super fast.
Yeah, it's that moment where you've suddenly found yourself a long way out of your natural environment. You have to head back there fast. It's like a fish out of water.
So Rasmussen and Ulrich at the back at the moment. Nice work from Elder to win back the ball for the South. Skimmon under pressure, and he's lost it. Good work coming from Kingston for the North. And he's in a threatening position now, Kingston. Anderson called on to clear it.
In the end, the South got back quite well there, so it looked like quite a promising break. Didn't really come to much. Good steal from Kingston.
He was allowed to run a long way, wasn't he?
As we waxed lyrical about that last year, Kim Kingston, a very good defensive striker, presses well, wins a lot of ball back, always runs hard.
Another player who's looking to kind of get a bit more settled in the Black Sticks lineup. Kingston, along with a lot of players here. Kingston has, let's have a look here, has 19 international appearances for New Zealand, debuting in 2016. So sporadic at international level since his debut. Here's Neild, gets through that tackle.
Yeah, Kingston's certainly a guy. This sort of time when there's a few senior players have either retired or just taking a little bit of time out or playing in Europe. Certainly a good opportunity for a guy like him to press his claim.
Nicely brought to deck by Ulrich. Now Rasmussen needing to go back though for the North. A little untidy for them on this occasion is Fraser. Finlay's lost it. Now Morrison, arguably the two best young players in New Zealand at the moment. There's a lovely ball over to Muskimmon, who just can't bring it to deck. The idea was right there from Malachi Bushell.
It was a good pass by Bushell.
Rich again. Now Rasmussen.
The South have just done quite well here, pressuring these balls that the North are throwing into the midfield, and the North now just starting to struggle to hold on to the pill. So there's some little tweaks from Coach Peter Muskimmon to just try and get more pressure on the North, and it's working quite well for them.
Reed and whoops, slipping on the turf. This could be trouble for Lidstone. Oh, he's done well there to get out of that one. Good work from him.
Great. It looked that whole time like he was breakdancing rather than playing hockey, but did it really well. Which makes me think he could actually be very good on the dance floor, Nick Lidstone.
Well, breakdancing isn't the next Olympics, Lincoln. Maybe he could represent New Zealand in two sports at the same time.
It'd be hard to manage that schedule, but you never know. I can't imagine, with due respect to breakdancing, that it's that physically taxing. Probably could handle it.
So Smith and Muskimmon. Yeah, you just feel that's the urgency just rising in the South now in the second quarter.
If it is in the next Olympics, I'd like to see you commentate it.
No thanks. So the North have got a good attacking opportunity. This is Finlay on the ball here. 4 white jumpers in front of him. Not going to be easy getting through that traffic, and so it proved to be. In the end, Ward gets rid of it for the South, but Smith can't catch up with it, neither Baker.
It's the second or third time the South have just struggled to make a reasonably routine trap on an overhead. Perhaps they're losing the ball on the lights, or it's unfortunate for them, because both the last two would have actually been quite good attacking opportunities had they brought the ball down.
Sarakaya in possession now is Capizzi, the goal scorer. Long corner for the North. So just that one goal in the game so far to Robbie Capizzi in the first quarter. Benji Edwards. Now Rasmussen back on the right flank now. Sarakaya just ahead of him, the captain on the day. And cleared away. No risks there for the South. It's come off a white stick, and in the end it was an opportunity on goal there, and a penalty corner's been given. Umpire Tomlinson.
It's one thing Sean Finlay does very well. He's just always anticipating where the ball might fall. So, I mean, it's the second penalty corner he's won, and both occasions he's just pounced on loose balls, and here he was getting what was actually going to be a pretty good useful effort at goal, but coming off the foot. So we look at what the North have got set up top of the circle here. So Benji Edwards, who I can't recall being a recognised flicker, and Charles Ulrich, who maybe will have a flick on the narrow bracket. Has gone to Edwards.
Here goes the Edwards. Deflected away and saved off the line again. But it's another penalty corner. So the pressure's still on this South defence.
Actually looked like it was being played for another deflection pass there off Edwards. It looked like he was trying to thread that to the man on the reverse stick.
Sarakaya injects again, this time Ulrich. And it's still there. Could still fall for the North. The South are going to scramble it clear. That was a close call. And then a good stop.
I mean, Aidan Sarakaya there with the reflexes of a cat to get that ball that was coming straight at him. But unable to direct his effort on goal.
And that's how fast the ball can get down to the other end of the pitch. The South super quick to get down there. But they concede the free hit now.
Yeah, just looks to be a little bit of an area of a bit of a gap in the armoury of the North. Their penalty corner attacking threat, so probably don't have genuine penalty corner threat from the top of the D, so we might see them look to try and use a lot of variations.
Sarakaya, good work from him. Kneeled. They're working away really well in midfield in this game so far. And Morrison is going to concede the free hit there. Just got it tangled up. Let's have a look at this again. The stop, see the stop here from Innocent with the left glove.
It's a little bit unusual. I mean, often you'd see that blow in front of the penalty corner just because it was sort of going at Sarakaya's head. Perhaps the fact that it was going so slowly. And David Thompson felt that it wasn't dangerous.
Good pressure off the ball up high again from the North players. See if the South can break them down. With about 6 minutes to go in this first half. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here of the Sentinel Homes North South Series. Game 1 of the men's series. And here's a nice injection of pace into the game by Jordan Cohen.
He did really well there, Cohen, because there's another overhead. And this time it won't be trapped, but sort of been not sure what the decision goes against the South there, where it was maybe not taken from the spot, perhaps. Wasn't trapped anyway, so it was the third successive overhead the South have struggled to get anywhere near. Well, that time at least it did hit Harry Miskimen's stick, but great touch.
How good was that play? Almost a second goal for Capizzi there. Beautiful direct pass from Hayden Phillips, and then the little tip on, the one-toucher from Kingston, and Capizzi almost bagged a second goal.
Deserved a goal. It was a
beautiful
fantastic piece of play.
Wasn't it? There's the pass. There's that one-toucher. And Capizzi, yes, actually a really good save from Innocent. He was well on it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was up to the task there, Innocent. Unfortunately for Capizzi, sort of directed it a little bit too much in the middle, so just meant Innocent had to stay behind it. And I mean, you know, George Innocent's the size of a small truck, so it's hard to, you've got to pick the corners off with him, don't you?
Yeah, the goal becomes very small with a large keeper standing in front of it. But again, that lovely touch from Kingston. Good pressure again here on the player in possession, no matter who it is for the South. So the speed of the pass is going to be important for the South. It seems through this remainder of this game as Smith looks for a heads-up play. And now here comes Bushell off Muir. It's going to be a free hit for the South. Bushell waits. Getting play underway again. All the way back to Reed. Here's Letts. Deflected away by Phillips.
Fortunate Dane let that deflected over the sideline, because it was pretty well read by the North, and if it intercepted that cleanly, they would have had a pretty good counter-attack on there. A little bit careful with those crossfield passes. That was a great accidental pass,
wasn't it? Into the circle comes the South. Rare incursion into the circle for them in this game, but in the end it's going to be North ball.
They'll be a little bit more pleased with this quarter, the South. They've certainly not been as dominated by the North, but still they haven't really offered a whole heap in terms of goal threat.
Oh, it's given away cheaply, and here comes the South. Nice tackle from Rasmussen. And it was good work by Rasmussen on that occasion, and he's opening up play to Phillips on this left flank.
It's interesting there. Hayden Phillips offering to give that free hit up to the South, indicating that it actually came off him.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. More possession here for the South, as Reid looks to build from the back again. Oh, that pass has been stolen by Hiha. Oh, he just couldn't get it to Kingston. In fact, the South did really well to adjust back onto defence there.
Yeah, they did. It's going to be a little bit worrying how often they're just passing the ball directly to the strikers and midfielders of the North team.
Morrison under pressure here from Muir. He's lost it. Here comes Hiha. Oh, good little touch. There's a shot. Innocent saves it. And it is cleared away by the South. Another.
Wyndham Smith with a shot there, I think.
Very close to doubling the lead again, the North.
Yeah, they've made a couple of really good turnovers. Tackling well in that midfield area, the North.
Wyndham Smith in there making a nuisance of himself. That's brought to deck beautifully by Fraser. Here comes Finlay. Deflected off Morrison's stick. McIntyre, good work from him. He just held the ball for a moment. Free it up for Elder. And now there's an opportunity on the right flank. Unfortunately, though, Muskimen couldn't control it. That could have opened up.
Yeah, unfortunately for Muskimen, he's normally very reliable trapper of a hockey ball, but he just hasn't brought his trapping stick tonight. It's about the fourth one he's missed.
Muir.
And they've all not been easy, but a player of his standard would probably be expecting to reel them in.
Finlay, good work from Sean Finlay. Finlay still in possession. There's a great ball and a deflection. No power on the shot, though. Innocent saves again. And it's deflected away. Still going to be North ball.
It was a threatening ball from Finlay. Nice hard push into the circle.
Yeah, Sean Finlay scored on debut for the Black Sticks last year against Australia in his first test. And Palmerston North, he's kneeled. And that one straight to Brad Reid. And Reid should clear this. He's done really well there, Brad Reid, to see her teammate further down the pitch. And this is Cohen. He's lonesome a little bit. And unfortunately for him, the time has expired here at the end of the second quarter. So no goals in that quarter. Certainly had a lot of intrigue. And at halftime, it's the North that is leading by 1-0.
So on the site used to be one home on 809 square metres. We've subdivided it and put on 2 houses at the front and then 5 terraced homes at the back. Doing a development compared to building a standalone home is quite different, and the development side of things actually needs a whole bunch of specialists. One of the great things about working with Sentinel was the team that they have available. If you're thinking about subdividing, you should definitely call Sentinel Homes.
Get exploring with the Ford Everest, built to take on anything and everyone. And with an impressive towing capacity and third row folding seats, you can pack more in and load more on while always being in complete control. Explore with confidence with the Ford Everest. Search Ford Everest today.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option. New Balance. We got now.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna ask me if we won.
You're gonna say, if you don't try, you'll never get any better.
But I should take it more seriously.
You're gonna tell me to get off my phone,
do something worthwhile.
That it's not a real sport.
That I'm not really the right build.
But I'm not doing this for you.
I'm doing this for me.
Because it's my move.
Sentinel Homes North-South Series for the men. Game 1 of 3 coming over the next 4 days. And it's the North leading at halftime by 1-0. Robbie Capizzi, the North Harbour striker, getting the goal in the first quarter. That gives the team from the North the lead in this game. Here are some highlights of the first half. And really the North have caused the South all sorts of problems. Lots of saves by George Enison, the Canterbury keeper, for the South, and a lot of players getting in there. Kingston on that occasion, Sam Heha as well, and there is the goal to Robbie Capizzi, just sneaking under and just crossing the line there, ahead of a scrambling keeping effort from Enison, but he just couldn't keep it out. He tried many occasions. There it is, sneaking under the. It was almost in slow motion, wasn't it? And then there were penalty corner opportunities as well. Enison called on here to save a couple as well as Brad Reid, who slapped that one away off the line. So a close call there for the South. And there were more problems coming as Enison was called on again. And here's that one again. Another look at that little save by Brad Reid. Phillips was causing problem down that left midfield position. And Dixon, the North keeper, well out of his area there. He got to stick to it, then he slipped, but then he had to get back super fast as the South looked to press that North possession. They couldn't get the ball, and there's Enison saving beautifully with the left mitt. And that one was flicked with a lot of power on that occasion, and then this one was a beauty. Look at that one-touch pass. Capizzi found himself in the clear, but just didn't get the angle on it past Enison. But a great piece of play here from Phillips, and then from Kingston, and then from Capizzi. That would have been really pretty had it gone in. And then the North keep putting the pressure on. And that save from Enison coming off the stick there from Max Wyndham-Smith. Another look at it here as Wyndham-Smith found himself in the clear with a chance to score, but Enison again proved too difficult to beat. 64 games for New Zealand, George Enison in goal he has in his international career, and he's having a good game for the South, having conceded just the 1 goal. So it's 1-0. We will be back for some halftime reaction in just a moment, and the second half very shortly.
So on the site used to be one home on 809 square metres. We've subdivided it and put on 2 houses at the front and then 5 terraced homes at the back. Doing a development compared to building a standalone home is quite different, and the development side of things actually needs a whole bunch of specialists. One of the great things about working with Sentinel was the team that they have available. If you're thinking about subdividing, you should definitely call Sentinel Homes.
Get exploring with the Ford Everest, built to take on anything and everyone. And with an impressive towing capacity and third row folding seats, you can pack more in and load more on while always being in complete control. Explore with confidence with the Ford Everest. Search Ford Everest today.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option. New Balance. We got now.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna ask me if we won.
You're gonna say, if you don't try, you'll never get any better.
But I should take it more seriously.
You're gonna tell me to get off my phone,
Do something worthwhile. That it's not a real sport.
That I'm not really the right build.
But I'm not doing this for you.
I'm doing this for me.
Because it's my move.
Well, the Sentinel Homes North-South Series here at St Paul's Collegiate in Hamilton. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Not too far away from getting the second half underway here in the men's game one, with the North leading the South by 1-0. And I think we're almost set for some halftime reaction now. Let's go down to Lincoln Churchill.
With Aaron Ford, assistant coach of the South, so a bit of a touch to that for you guys.
Yeah, it was certainly a bit dusty from our. We got a little bit better, not good enough in that second quarter, but we're starting to put a little bit more pressure on them, make them work a little bit harder to get out of some of their areas and hopefully take it to another level.
Yes. And I guess get a little more out of the ball in the second half. Do that.
Just got to make our traps as simple as that. We need to string more passes together, have more front 50 possession and start changing that momentum in our favour.
Oh, well, good luck. Enjoy the second half.
All right. Well, apologies for the microphone. Just cutting out a little bit here. Hopefully we'll get it all sorted for the second. I reckon Lincoln was just putting his hand on the old transmitter. Hopefully we'll get this sorted with our second halftime interview. Let's go back to Lincoln.
Well, always good to be standing here with Mike Delaney, coach of the North. A pretty good start to the game. You look pretty fluid.
Yeah, not too bad. A bit unlucky on a couple of the posts, but yeah, we got them under some good pressure in the first kind of stanza. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, what are the key messages for the second half of this game to take it out?
And I think just keep them under pressure. They're not very comfortable under pressure, so the key for us is just keep our attacking flair going and play with confidence, have some fun.
Yeah, I'll enjoy the second half. Looking forward to it.
Mike Delaney, the head coach of the North team. So 1-0. Certainly has a feel that the North are dominating, but there's still only 1 goal ahead. So there are still opportunities for the South to come back here in this second half, as we get set for what should be a really exciting third quarter. And we're underway with the North going aerial straight away. So North can't attack that play. And they've got to be outside the 5 metres. It's Dane Lett. So back to Payton, who's getting a chance out now, the young Wellingtonian, just 22. Good to see a few new players like Payton and Simon Yorston. George Baker getting an opportunity for the South as we begin this third quarter. Smith wins the ball for the South, takes it quickly. Can't get it back though, and it's well anticipated by Fraser. And he tries to find a Hee-Ha. Now Hee-Ha's in space. Gives an early ball. The foot is down there, but Anderson is awake to it. Sarakaya looking to keep the pressure on for the North. Just couldn't quite get there to Capizzi. He had his afterburners on, didn't he?
Well, he did. I think he did. I mean, I thought he should have got there. He almost looked like a cartoon character, where his wheels, the legs are spinning around and around and around, but he's not actually going anywhere. It was a beautiful pass. Unfortunately, just not able to catch up with it.
So the North, though, encouraging start for them. Good vision. See where the opportunities are as Edwards is poking his head up. And there goes a good play coming down from Charles Ulrich. Here's another look at it. Great little ball from Sam Hee-Ha. Yeah, Dixon was always in control of it, really.
Yeah, maybe
or Innocent, rather.
Maybe it was more that Capizzi recognised he wasn't going to get there and would have done himself grave bodily harm running into a Mack truck. With probably more of a fire engine, I think, George Anderson, because of all the red stuff he's wearing.
Yeah, here's Morrison for the South. Getting tangled up with Kingston.
Good if they added, just maybe screen printed a ladder or a hose on the side of his top.
Here's a nice injection of pace coming in from Nick Elder. But in the end, it's back in the possession of Xander. Fraser. And now he just can't keep that in field. Kingston tries to disrupt the ball, and he's done a pretty decent job there. As now Phillips has it. Sarakaya with front foot running ball. Capizzi. Yeah, went onto his foot. He lost possession. There's a nice little ball to Smith for the South as he comes forward. But plenty of black jumpers back there. Here comes Cohen into the circle. Still looking for that penalty corner. Can't get it. Well defended in the end by Fraser. But the South have got it back as Muskimen looks for Lett, who's playing up nice and high. Smith has got it. Can't get a shot underway. He was under pressure. Couldn't get a good swing at the ball. It's going to be North possession.
Defended well there, North. The North, though, just made sure the Southerners really haven't much of a time to get their eyes up to link or have enough time to get a shot on goal.
That's Edwards for the North. Nice first touch there from Ulrich. He's created a real opportunity for himself as Punchia came out high. See Punchia playing high up the field in this game, Lincoln.
Yeah, the
midfielder normally.
Yeah, he has spent a lot of his life as a striker as well, so he can do both. Obviously decided for the balance of their group that it's better use of what they have to put him up front. It's a great pick.
Lovely done from Hee-Ha. Now Sarakaya coming forward here. Here is Punchia. Crossing it in. Oh, it's been deflected in. No. Yes, it is. It's a goal. It's a goal.
Genuine own goal. You don't often see that in the game of hockey, but that was a genuine own goal. Unfortunate for the South. Really well played by Punchia to gather that ball in, though, as we see the replay. Again, it's that crossfield searching pass that has hurt the South. Yep, it's come off the stick of... Is it?
Yeah, looks like it's come off the stick.
Yes, Ollie McIntyre. He
yeah.
didn't know if he was Arthur or Martha then. He was still looking around trying to work out what had happened, but it unfortunately had gone off his own stick because the ball was played by Punchia inside the circle. It's all it needs is the touch of an attacking stick inside the circle. It doesn't matter then what happens if it goes in the goal.
Morrison. South under pressure now. Down by 2-0. Baker can't control that one. Oh, he's done brilliantly, actually, Baker here. Here's a big chance for Smith. Still there for Muskimen. And he can't control it, Harry Muskimen. He's got it back, Muskimen. Saved by Dixon. Oh, all action in the circle there.
It was all go. That was nearly a really good chance for the South to pinch one back.
let's have a look on the replay. Muskimmon had a couple of goes. Smith as well.
It was a bit poor by Rasmussen there. Just snuffed out a pretty good goal score opportunity, and then to lose the ball immediately, give them another go.
Finlay on this near side now. Here Morrison resumed their one-on-one battle. Oh, Finlay's done brilliantly there. Good save by the South, though.
Going back to that goal, we talked about it in the first half, the South making those quite risky 45-degree angle passes from their back group, and the North really have been all over them and haven't made them pay for it until that point, but they did then.
Well, what can the South produce here? Muskimmon again has problems trapping and controlling that one.
Yeah, Aaron Ford mentioned it at half-time that they just need to start making some traps, and not looking a whole lot better at the start of the second half.
Punchier back in deeper in the field this time as Finlay gets another opportunity. And that's deflected for a long corner. Good work from Finlay there. Nice to mix it up a little bit. Play a long ball in.
Certainly, the North certainly look to have a better understanding of one another, like the way they're able to connect and find each other, and it's been quite impressive for a team that has only really had a couple of run-outs together over the past few days. Clicking quite nicely.
Halfway through this third quarter, one goal in this quarter, that own goal off Oliver McIntyre's stick. As Reed fires it down. And now Jacob Smith. Again, playing a bit deeper in the pitch as he probably would like. Smith's got tangled up there with his opposite number, Edwards, and our punch here, George Muir. Nicely gathered. It's still there for the North. There's Wyndham Smith. Looks for George Muir again. Nicely done. To the incoming player, Fraser.
Oh, it's going to get picked off.
It's picked off, and nicely picked off indeed by Cohen again, who's enjoyed a lot of front foot running ball in this game.
Yeah, he's been impressive, Cohen. I think he's been the pick of the Southern forwards.
He's the first card of the game actually there, Lincoln, with Sean Finlay getting a green card for that challenge there on Cohen.
Yeah, he was just all across him, wasn't he?
So
probably in the end it was almost a little bit accidental, the trip up, but was quite a bit of physicality in that challenge, so understandable.
Well, now the South have got an opportunity with a one-player advantage for 2 minutes. What can they do here?
You're seeing them really upping the tempo and their pressing, trying to get right up in the grill of the North to win the ball, turn it over, to take advantage of this extra man that they have. This is the moment they need to try and create something to get back into this match, because still...
Well, that could be the opportunity there. Yeah, with Fraser's error. Hasn't made too many in this game. Here's Cohen again trying to create something, but Muir, that was a beautiful tackle. Stopped and stone cold, and here's Greentree.
Not much ahead of him, Greentree, as the North team still a man down.
Oh, beautifully gathered again by Wyndham Smith. And he was looking for that ball back into Greentree to get that deflection in. Rather ambitious, maybe.
Yeah, I think he thought Connor Greentree was 7 times faster than he is.
Simons on the ball here for the South. A good game, Matt Simons.
Yeah, no one would have got that cross. There's no one fast enough. Maybe Mr. Tickle, only because he's got really long arms.
Dylan Thomas out there now for the South, wearing 12.
Actually, speaking of Mr. Tickle, that was the other Dylan Thomas.
Exactly.
Of course, we often referred to him as that.
Yeah, he's playing in Belgium at the moment, I think, isn't he?
Applying his long reach over there.
Simons has pounced on this one. This could be interesting for the South, as Simons takes it, and Smith can't slap it home, but it's a penalty corner, says umpire Tomlinson, and it's gone against Fraser.
Yeah, so I think Thompson's ruled just that lift, creating a bit of a dangerous situation. So this has just come up off the stick of Xander Fraser, and then the North taking a little bit of exception because they felt that the South had a shot, and so therefore that should be the advantage. But I think, to be fair, Thomason was already blowing his whistle as that ball was being hit. So,
well, this creates an opportunity though for the South here, Lincoln. We've got Smith to inject it.
Yeah, Dane lead at the top too, so they've got a bit more in the flicking department, the South, than the North do.
Let's see if they can execute it as Lett comes forward. Saved by Dixon, still there for Smith. Oh, and it's deflected away. And it's no more penalty corner, says umpire Tomlinson.
Interesting to see what happened there.
Yeah.
Hit Muir on the body. Was it Muir? Oh no, it's come off the stick of Cohen.
Cohen, yeah, might have come off Cohen's stick, you're right.
Sarah Kaya on the post actually there. He would have had his heart in his mouth for a moment there when Jacob Smith was winding up. Very good eye, Sarah Kaya. So it's not often you see a forward come back and do the post work, but obviously sees the ball very well. Aidan Sarah Kaya, so he's the best man for the team to have in that position.
There's Smith, who's having a good third quarter, but that's a great tackle from his opposite number, Edwards. And now Sarah Kaya.
Yeah, well played by Sarah Kaya. Chose not to pass a couple of times there, and I think it was wise that he didn't, because there were people waiting to intercept, and then was able to recycle the ball and keep the North in control.
Edwards goes aerial. Sarah Kaya controls it again nicely.
Well done by Sarah Kaya.
Wasn't that beautifully done? And here's Muir in space out on this right edge. Here come the North into the circle here. Deflected away by Ennison. And luckily it went to Elder off that play from Ennison.
Yeah, that wasn't the pass from Kingston. It was actually Connor Greentree floating further back from the stroke spot, completely unmarked if he had noticed him.
Cohen's lost it. Here comes Hayden Phillips again. And Ulrich can settle it down here for Benji Edwards, who's going as solid as a rock at the back for the North. That is beautifully stolen by Thomas, but he just gives it straight back on a platter to Sarah Kaya. And now Phillips can create something here for the North.
He has had a good night at the back, Benji Edwards, for the North. He's looked, as you say, very solid, mature, organising the defence, been very dominant. When the South have tried to crash the ball forward to strikers, he's picked up a lot of pull.
And his passing's been really accurate too, Lincoln, as well. Fraser gives it to Phillips.
Yeah, more than can be said for some of his southern counterparts. Have just made a couple of critical turnovers.
Here's a chance for Capizzi. Ennison called on again for another save, still there. And it's just dribbled high. Maybe even deflected off a South stick. It has, as the North get cracking again. And now everything goes awry.
Another good opportunity for the North here as they breach on the baseline. It felt like perhaps if Sam Hihard put his reverse stick out, maybe that ball could have been slid across to him. It's a bit of a narrow angle to shoot from, and you know it's hard to beat George Ennison on his near post like that with that angle.
He's let now Reed out there to hopefully provide a bit more solidity maybe to the South defence. Smith tries to work it down to Morrison. Smith's got that one. That's a good ball. Into the circle comes Elder. But Ulrich did really well to trap that one nice and cleanly and get the North out of trouble. Sarah Kaya now looking to transition here. 2-on-2 situation with Capizzi. Oh, he just couldn't find Kingston.
Yeah, he needed to, because that was all on for young and old. If he'd got it to Kingston, he would have been one-on-one against Ollie McIntyre with the whole 25.
Flat, ambitious ball down to Cohen. Not to be.
Yeah, you feel like although the South are competing a little bit better, are applying a bit more pressure on the North, that they've just been so wasteful with the ball. Really haven't looked like getting a shot, let alone scoring a goal.
Now Hee-Ha puts the foot down. Morrison tries to get it, can't get there.
Could be in trouble for that, Joe Morrison. He could just be in a little bit of trouble there.
Well, player wants the call.
Interesting to see if they come back and give him a green card for that. Again.
They give it up. And that is the end of the quarter. Finlay can't get it going for the North. So that is the end of the third quarter. The North doubling their lead in that quarter with their own goal, 2-0. They lead the South.
Greatest things, eating a snag and supporting a charity, because all of the proceeds from that barbecue go to the charity, the Water Boy.
Yeah, again, you would. I mean, if this was a boxing fight, you'd certainly, every single round of this belt has gone to the North. I mean, maybe not as unanimously as the first quarter, but still, even the second and third quarters have still been dominated by the Northerners. This is that unfortunate touch for Ollie McIntyre, and he just didn't know what was going on here, and it just cannoned off, I think, the end of his stick, and George Ennison wouldn't have been expecting that.
Umpires Tomlinson and Nicol.
Look, they're working hard out there.
They are, aren't they?
Sweat on the brow from the umps. It's a humid night here in Hamilton. There's often around this time of year, because of the humidity, there's the night where you get the night of the bugs, and they come out under the floodlights, and it's sort of like a biblical plague, and start dropping on the turf, and you feel like it's the end of the world. But
well, I can tell you, Lincoln, it's not that day today.
It's not. Yeah, I can't see them.
It really is very pleasant,
quite a
isn't it?
spectacle watching them all fall on the turf. But
well, what do you do if you're the South now? I mean, it's pretty clear what's going on, Lincoln, but can they rectify it in these last 15 minutes?
I mean, if I was the South, I would just press aggressively and win, try and just win opportunities by making the North make mistakes, because I don't think the South have shown enough quality and discipline with the ball to build up to score themselves. So I would just be basically every opportunity getting in their grill, trying to see if we can change the match with a bit of pressure.
Oh, well, that was off Reed's stick. So it's going to be North possession. To keep the urgency going, George Muir. Here's Fraser. Trying to inject himself into the game again. And there's a nice ball, nice variation, and only able to be cleared away. It's still there for the North, in fact, not cleared away by the South at all. Penalty corner is the decision. Well, the South getting themselves in trouble there.
Yes, they're just handing opportunities back to the North, aren't they? And
it's Finlay creating problems again.
Not sure what Nicol saw there. Maybe just slightly mistimed tackle by Morrison. The one comfort here for the South is that I'm not so sure the North are looking like scoring a penalty corner goal anytime soon, but maybe that's the thing to say to help them get one.
The South still getting themselves sorted. Green coming clear now.
It's really interesting. Like, it looks like Nicol's decided that Brad Reed's not got ready in time and must leave.
Well, has he been carded?
Or has he been carded?
No, he's been subbed, just subbed out. Anyway, there's a goal. While all that was going on, it's 3-0 now to the North. And I think that was Ulrich powering one home, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a good flick too. So, you know, I put the knockers on them and they've come up trumps. Well, it was, to be fair, Ennison will probably feel like he should have done better. It was pretty central. Made a bit of a meal of it. Just not sure why they lost a runner there. Was it a card or... I mean, even if it's a card, they're still entitled to replace the runner. So it must have been some other kind of... I don't know.
Well, they still have 11 on the field, Lincoln.
So it wasn't a card. So I don't know. Really bizarre.
Joel Rich, and here's another opportunity here. Oh! Close call for Heha, and he looked skyward there. That was a big opportunity to go to 4-0.
Sam Heha forgot that he was playing hockey there, and you are allowed to move your feet when you've got the... I think he went into netball mode for a moment there and thought, I've caught this and I can't take a step. Because all he had to do was just move his feet, and he would have been in a great position to swing that home. As we see the replay here, another loose bit of play by the South, and net trap, and no footwork, just reaching out.
Well, you'd have to say the North, based on what we've seen right through the game, deserve their 3-0 lead, Lincoln. They have looked the better of the two teams comfortably so far in this series.
Yep, and I mean, I would, I mean, you would say, I mean, I'd bet my house that this result isn't going to shift in this game. The South just have not looked like it enough, and really for the South here, it's about trying to minimise the damage, perhaps try and grow some confidence in this next 10 minutes to help them in the next match, see if they can just give themselves some positives to take out of the game, because up to this point they've been well and truly beaten.
Elder wins the free hit, and here comes Smith. Nice early ball this time to Joe Morrison. Morrison gives a good ball over to Dixon, who had to save that one. It was Payton who came through there and challenged the keeper.
Yeah, more like it from the South. A really nice bit of play by Joe Morrison, switched the point of attack, and they created enough space to come down the side and required a good intervention from Dom Dixon. It's sort of one of the only times he's been tested tonight. Did pretty well, Dom Dixon, to get a solid foot on that to clear it out of harm's way. South are just trying to turn the dial up a little bit here, trying to get a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, they're not giving up as Dane Lett comes in towards the circle now. Looks for a penalty corner, but that infringement's right on the edge of the circle. Another one for the South. Nice one touch. Go there from Payton. There's Greentree with a very good tackle for the North. And Muskimin. The ball being turned over regularly here as Finlay tries to just hold it now for the North. And he's lost it to Morrison.
Did all the hard part there, Sean Finlay. He was turning on a dime, and then what was actually in the end a relatively simple elimination, he got it wrong and turned the ball over.
That's been given up, but it came off a North player, off McIntyre. So Bushell for the South. Again, Finlay wins the ball back for the North. Good work from him. But he's running out of real estate over there.
There's not much room to move. He's just going to be patient on this and try and see if he can win a free hit. That's going to be the game plan here. And bit of wizardry, but there are too many Southern players and they win it back.
Well, there's a quickly taken ball from Muskimin. An infringement right on the edge of the circle. So the South put the foot down now. Muskimin looking for that penalty corner at the very least, but he can't quite achieve it. And now his teammates under pressure, but that's brilliant work. Oh, there's the ball across the face for Smith, but it was just too wide that time.
Again, just failing to connect in that final pass, the South, so have looked a little bit more threatening at least since that third goal went in against them. They've actually just challenging the Northern defence at least a little bit now.
He's Ulrich who got that third goal, of course. Now Rasmussen. Finlay, who's having a very good final quarter. He's in absolutely everything.
He's had a good match, Finlay. He's certainly showing that he's a black stick, isn't he?
Absolutely, and one that's set for a good long career too. He's only 20, remember? Well, just as we say, that. He slips over and tackles himself.
Showing that he needs a new pair of shoes as well.
There's Morrison.
A few men slipping around out there tonight. Maybe the Hamilton Jews.
That's
catching
Ward.
them.
Brilliantly done by Finn Ward here into the circle. And Dixon's had to slap it clear. Awkwardly bouncing ball for the tall keeper from the north.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame. It was a great piece of play by Finn Ward, and it was just a little bit of just the shot didn't do the carry justice. Didn't really get anything on it. And a little bit easy for Dom Dixon just to swat it away.
Speaking of swatting, that's exactly what Finlay did there off Liam. Oliver McIntyre.
Skill here from Ward, and he's hit it into the turf, but just a little bit too much downward into the turf, so lost all its power.
Cohen. Now Reid again. Off McIntyre. And now Morrison with a dangerous run, and he's earned his team a penalty corner.
Again, really good play by the South. Good distribution, good ball speed. It was just the ball speed that caught the North out there. They got it down the sideline very quickly, and the North were unable to shuffle across quick enough. And then you're always asking for trouble when you've got the ball coming on the baseline like that, and it's just lifted up off the stick of the North player there for a penalty corner.
So penalty corner here, and this is a chance here, big chance for the South to get one back.
So Ollie McIntyre, two Wellington men at the top of the bracket here. Jacob Smith and Ollie McIntyre. Won't be Jacob Smith, I don't think.
Yeah, McIntyre's got a flick on him. Finn Ward injects. There's the play, and it's nicely done. That was a good move and a goal to the South.
That was a good flick. Ollie McIntyre had a little bit of heat on it. Certainly beautifully taken goal.
Here's number 16. It was
very
nicely
interesting.
open
I've
swipe.
never seen someone try and do that in my entire life. Sean Finlay, he's standing left-handed behind the keeper, like he's a left-handed batsman looking to try and loft the ball over the gully region. That's a new thing.
It's called the ramp shot.
It's just a new thing. I don't know if I like it. Certainly didn't work there, but maybe it has done before.
Well, Oliver McIntyre gets the goal back, and here he is trying to defend the situation. So 3-1.
Yeah, and they were worth that goal, the South. As I said, they have actually just upped the pressure a bit since going a third goal down, and they have looked more threatening. Well worked penalty corner and a well taken penalty corner, so that will give them something to be pleased about.
Fraser Sarakai back out there now, but he's been dispossessed by Cohen. Let back to Cohen again. Cohen, that's been deflected high off his stick, and that will go against him for lifting.
I quite like the injection that Cohen's added.
Yes, definitely.
As he looks like he's been taking a knock as he's limping off the field, but he has been a bit of a bright spark for the South. The way he's carried the ball, looked carried with intent.
He's 21 years of age, originally from Whanganui. Here's Phillips. Nice control from
really good Phillips.
Very solid. Sneaking through there, Neil desperately trying to keep the ball. And not able to be kept in by Nicholas Lidstone.
Let's get it right quickly here. Yep, that was on.
Beautiful stuff from Phillips again. As we see Greentree into the circle. And it went over the baseline there. So it's going to be South ball. This could work from Lidstone, isn't it?
A lot of, yeah. See, quite a few strings to his bow.
Oh, remember, he's a good cricketer too, remember?
Good cricketer, basketballer, breakdancer. Play a little bit of hockey, obviously. Very nice curly hair as well, so he's got a lot of things going from Lidstone.
Here is Greentree pinching that one and giving a nice ball to Capizzi. Capizzi still there for the North. But that's composed play by Reed to get his team out of trouble. And now Smith.
Just couldn't spot the infield pass there, Smith. He had Bushell looking to receive it.
Well, not cleared effectively by the South. Capizzi has it. And it's going to be a long corner.
Yeah, just indicating Bushell that it came off his arm or hand on the stick, so therefore looks like a foot, but hand on the stick's allowed. Can hit that and it's play on.
5 minutes to play. It's the North leading by 3-1. Here's Phillips. Great to see him back, and he's certainly shown his class on many occasions during this game.
And a really nice little moment there, if you look back on that, where he's just standing on the ball and using his stick. It's a manoeuvre known as stirring the pot, which pretty much Hayden Phillips created. He just likes to throw his stick around the ball in the air. Try and make it look like he's moving the ball when he's not.
Well, he gets it off the pass from Edwards again.
Not quite a stir the pot, but again a nice little stick feint from him.
He gives up the ball this time, and here comes Jacob Smith.
Oh, it's been...
That was a bit unfortunate, wasn't it?
Oh, I feel like that's slightly tough. I mean, the stick just came out of his hand. It's not really his fault his stick bounced in the way of the ball. But anyway, Tim Neal will have to
sit on the sideline for two. Well, big chance here for the South upper player with a couple of minutes here. Lincoln. Here is Dylan Thomas.
That time a good crossfield pass by Brad Reed. Saw the opportunity, got it. Quick transfer of play, but South unable to capitalise on it. And if they can score the next minute here while the North are down, it could just
it would be worth
for a good little finish.
It might be worth pulling George Enison out of the game. We'll see. Probably not much point at the moment. They need to score one more time. There's Edwards getting rid of it for the North in the circle, and Greentree's pounced on it here.
Yeah, having said that, it's often not a bad option when you're a player up. If you take your keeper, you're actually two players up then, and it becomes very difficult for your opponent. So maybe that would have been a good little opportunity to have a chance here for the South, but
it's probably vanished now.
Yeah, I think it has gone, that opportunity. And perhaps the game is slipping through their fingers too with 2 minutes 30 to go. Tough to get a couple of goals. And it's an area of the game where they've just struggled. The South have looked for that long pass, and really the Northern defenders have just dominated the Southern strikers as they've tried to have not been really winning any of that ball.
Edwards has been a real force at the back in this game for the North. He's just organised that defence very well in this game. Let's see if he can continue to do that here, as Morrison just can't quite catch up with that one.
It's probably that little passage of play. There's probably a really good sort of the story of the night for the South, a threatening opportunity that just ends up coming to nothing.
Good tackle from Sarakai, who's had a solid game. Good work. That's excellent work from Kingston. It could be another opportunity here for Kingston. He can't quite control it. Oh, if he controlled that one, he would have had a good chance at scoring there.
Well, it was essentially a 4-on-1 in the end. In the end, they really stuffed up what should have been a pretty simple goal-scoring opportunity.
Well, the South carry on here and still trying to work away here with just on a minute to go, and the game's just been paused. We've got a shin pad come off Sarakaya, I think, earlier in that passage of play.
Yes.
So back comes one of his teammates. What is Sarakaya picking it up now? His own shin pad.
Put that back on. He probably... Obviously not opting to use the little roll of insulation tape just to roll around the top of the sock. I'd recommend that for Aiden Sirakai next match. They don't tend to come off if you do that.
Here comes Let. Crash ball! Brilliantly done. Oh, that was spectacular finish.
Well, he deserved that, Cohen. He's played well. It was a great touch. And maybe makes for an interesting minute here. I mean, you'd have to say the scoreline probably flatters the South a bit, but they have been the better side for this last 10 minutes.
Oh, good. It's really the only option left when you're 3-1 down is to crash it in like that, hope for a deflection, and Cohen provided. So 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. 1 minute and 1, in fact. Let's see what can happen here.
Interesting to see North opt to do here, whether they'll just try and kick this for touch and then drop back into a half court. That looks exactly what they're doing. High ball will go down. So they have actually pulled the keeper here, South. So Anderson is off.
And this is pressure on Reed here. He's done really well there.
Oh, you want to go
He wasn't expecting that one.
You want to go forward in that situation, I think. But anyway, they've recovered the ball. 43 seconds to go.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
He's let it off.
Yeah, that's not particularly good from the South. I mean, full credit to North. They apply it down, but still applied pressure. Got up there, put them under the cosh, forced the mistake.
They can control it here, manage a few more seconds. South desperately trying to win it back. Finlay's going to have to come back though.
Good skill by Ehrlich there. Win that free hit. There's only 12 seconds to go, so they'll just discreetly chew up a bit of time here on the ball, and that'll go.
And that's going to be a South ball.
That will be all she wrote. An opportunity for the South here to launch a final attack.
And that's the end of the game. Very interesting game in the end, with the South coming back in that last quarter with 2 goals, but it wasn't to be as the North hung on to win. A very entertaining game in the end. 5 goals in it, but the North hanging on to win this by 3 goals to 2.
Our goal scorers today for the North were number 3.
And the goal scorers, Jared Punchy has been given that own goal that we thought was an own goal. But Robbie Capizzi and Ulrich from that penalty corner getting the goals, and McIntyre and Cohen getting the goals for the South.
Yeah, technically you'd never have an own goal in hockey because it always would have come off an attacker last, so it's just good luck or good fortune for Punchia that he was the last man to touch it.
On Saturday, our games are at 2:30.
So we will be back to wrap it up. Stay with us. We're back in just a moment.
So on the site used to be one home on 809 square metres. We've subdivided it and put on 2 houses at the front and then 5 terraced homes at the back. Doing a development compared to building a standalone home is quite different, and the development side of things actually needs a whole bunch of specialists. One of the great things about working with Sentinel was the team that they have available. If you're thinking about subdividing, you should definitely call Sentinel Homes.
Get exploring with the Ford Everest, built to take on anything and everyone. And with an impressive towing capacity and 3rd row folding seats, you can pack more in and load more on while always being in complete control. Explore with confidence with the Ford Everest. Search Ford Everest today.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option. New Balance. We got now.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna ask me if we won.
You're gonna say, if you don't try, you'll never get any better.
But I should take it more seriously.
You're gonna tell me to get off my phone,
Do something worthwhile. That it's not a real sport.
That I'm not really the right build.
But I'm not doing this for you.
I'm doing this for me.
Because it's my move.
Sentinel Homes North-South series for the men has resulted game 1 in a win to the North by 3-2. Capizzi, Panchia and Ulrich, the goal scorers. One of those ones coming from a penalty corner. Ulrich has won. McIntyre and also Cohen getting the goals. His McIntyre's goal came from the penalty corner. Got a decent flick on him, Ollie McIntyre. And debuted for the Black Sticks last year against Australia. And he's pretty decent from that penalty corner. And that got it back to 3-1. And then this, a couple of minutes out from full time, the little deflection from Cohen off that crash ball from Dane Lett. So Jordan Cohen gets the goal, 3-2. And that was all she wrote in that game, with the 3 goals coming prior to the final quarter for the North. Let's go down to Lincoln. We've got some after-match reaction.
Well, here with the Northern captain, Hayden Phillips. Good to see you back out there, Hayden. Does it feel good to be back?
Yeah, it's really good to be back, actually. Good little run out there with the boys today. Good to get the win with the North lads, so hopefully we can keep the momentum rolling.
You'd be pretty pleased overall with that performance. Maybe a few little work-ons in the last quarter?
Yeah, definitely. We had them in those first 3 getting up 3-0, and then we sort of just let them come back into the game, so a few things to tidy up there, but overall just got to be happy that we came away with the result.
Excellent. Well done, and look forward to seeing the rest of the series.
All right, Hayden Phillips, good to have him back for sure. As we now get some reaction from the South team. Let's go back to Lincoln.
Well, Ollie McIntyre, a man that's from the south of the north, but we'll call that south. So a little tough day at the office for your boys.
Yeah, it was. I think we were a bit slow to kick off the match, and I think we were far from our best as well. But to come back to get to 3-2s, we'll take that as a positive step. But yeah.
Certainly. What do you feel like you did better in that last 10 minutes? Certainly did look a lot more like it, and you were good for the 2 goals you scored in that last period.
Yeah, I think we closed the gaps between our layers and worked better as a team. I think to start with we were a bit disconnected and our basics weren't good enough, so I think we built on that. But again, we're just a bit slow at the blocks.
Oh well, that's both well for the next 2 games. So nice flick as well. Well done.
There we are, Oliver McIntyre. So there we are. Congratulations to the South women who beat the North women's team by 2-0 earlier today, with Holly Pearson and Brittany Wang getting the goals, and it was a win to the North over the South in the men's game by 3-2. Thanks for watching. We're going to be back on Saturday for match 2 and all 4 matches. We're going to kick it all off with the under-21 women's match from 10:30 on Saturday morning. We roll through to the under-21 men's, then we get on to the women's and men's matches in the seniors from 12:30. So thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you can join us on Saturday for what will be an exciting day of Sentinel Homes North South hockey action here from Hamilton.
The Sentinel Homes North versus South series, brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Vantage Windows and Doors, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand and the Vantage Black Sticks, and Ford.